Hi everyone, I'm back as always to deliver a message. That starts with the highlight more and more of what does it mean to live a life and feel free. So when you see my statement here with the eagle, essentially we are free. This is what we are essentially going to understand and comprehend from the feeling space within. When we are rising to the occasion of forward momentum, taking soulful steps, events and occasions, so life itself, taking steps soulfully, they produce those events and occasions. But I'm emphasizing that that's what life is. There is always a feeling place inside of us, if we acknowledge it. Whatever we do, wherever we're going, doesn't matter, organized or not so organized, there's always our divine soul happening. And interplay of the soul is fully there. And when we consciously take steps that are led, we're in a soulful space and we connect within that real place. It becomes like a place for us. And it's a space we inhabit because we take that conscious awareness with us, whatever we're doing, wherever we're going. So you're never, again, like, I'm just this body that shows up for different things. And you put more awareness to the fact that you are sharing yourself on this planet in your various unique ways as a soul space. And essentially, that is freeing the human. And that's because, essentially, the soul is free. It's being in the human experience that pulls us to and fro into different things. Different beliefs, different patterns of beliefs, get stuck in them, forget about the divine, don't remind ourselves that we're souls. And so the educational awareness that we can be intricately aware of is in the capacity to remember the knowledge of our design. So whenever you're starting to get into a place that doesn't feel content and you're not rising to the occasion of your soul in events, like, and when I say events, I mean just walking outside your house and you come across life. Okay? Soulful into the events of your life. If you're feeling low and that you're just this human that has to do these roles and whatnot, then you're not connecting enough with your soul to develop the understanding of that place into a soul space, like you're taking your place and this is my space. Like, I'm presenting my soul in my life and I'm doing it for the betterment of my own health, and this in turn, taking care of, is the betterment for all on the planet. The more of us doing this, the more we are raising our consciousness. So of course we're going to have the opposite feelings, but we don't stay there. We remind ourselves of the knowledge of our design, and we are capable of reminding ourselves at any time. Like what was coming to mind with this continuation pattern between Matthias and I, which coincides, like all of our lives do, with this light evolution of 5D reality, us joining with it, coming more online, is the fact that fears can have us stuck in a constructural reality, and we feel safe when we keep that going. So then we have like a concrete base that we've developed that we tell ourselves we must depend on. Now this becomes a part of the identity because we overuse the left construct of the brain. Now I'm not bringing the actual organ into like spotlight here, but it is its benefits of knowing what it represents as part of our wholeness. And it represents that we can have construct of subconscious patterning, but if you're overdeveloped in fear, safety, security, material world, etc., you could be out of balance, and you need to rise in alignment and reminding yourself when you're too much living like this, that you are a right-brained soul as well, and you must open up as though your life is part of the universe. You are being helped. Okay? And that's how the brain assists us in our balance. All right? I don't know when we started thinking that the brain was like number one. I think mainly because if you don't have one, but if you don't have a heart, you wouldn't be here either. So it's the heart that is like leader of the pack of the whole. It's the heart that leads, the whole of ourselves. You can use any language to describe that, but the heart, number one. Definitely the brain and all the organs are a network of communication led by the heart. The heart has way more power than we give it credit for. Pulse, emanation, magnetically to the earth, and everything else. We're directly pulsing like that as one with everything. So this leads the universe. So that's why when it comes to like masculine and feminine balance, the left and the right brain, not being specific to look only at these things with a mental structure, narrative focus, to look at these things as a whole imbalance, and not to forget you are a universe pulse supported. It's a higher pulse vibration. It's a pulse, for Christ's sake. Take a look at that. It's not a brum, brum, brum. You know what I mean? Like a slow. lower tones, living acceptance. It's not that. So the way we live can take on these tones of beliefs. So you need to catch your vibrational stance of your resonance of your beliefs and leave the lower, go a bit higher. Leave more of the lower, circulate in life with expansive reality of a bit higher. Bring your vibration up so it can be at the heart, pulse, nice. You're part of the universe, you're part of Earth experience, but you're in the center of the chest, okay? Now, once you get that balance, that's the soul connect. There wouldn't be a soul here on the planet without this pulse. It needs to express, it needs to live this life. It needs expanse. Pulsing out to the universe is not, I'll keep myself small. You know, I'm going to hide my pulse. I'll just show this much, okay? No, you're a pulse of the universe. There is more to us. We are souls. We are opening up to that. So this is pretty much a reminder. Please don't forget, because if you're going to hold the faith, that's what that means. You will remember you're a pulse of the universe and not limit yourself more than you would open yourself up. And that's your reminder. That's your alignment reminder. In the middle. And that's where you'll have the power of the third eye and crown. Are you in balance? Keep yourself in conscious check of the wholeness of your design. Okay, so study up on like the energetics of what the spirit represents of the energetics of having the two hemispheres. You don't need to do much. It's pretty, I get by just the knowledge. Am I like, the construct is built on overanalyzing the left. Like, if you're out of balance and then energetically and mentally have self-talk that's sort of spiraling, then you're too much in overanalyzing construct, keeping things the same. That needs to get some right brain, universal light in there. Loosen up, stay in alignment, go forward. You got all you need inside. This is a soul path. Just keep your balance and let your soul keep coming out to express. And by no means is this just talk, because I know that I have been listened to and well, Matthias mainly goes to the left brain and more about how do I construct this? But it's already constructed as a universal design. You've just got to let it in and loosen up that construct for more of a diamond, energetic, ongoing assistance universally, like balanced in the middle. Soul assisted on earth, not old mental paradigm. So I'll leave it at that then. And I'm sure that helps something of a reminder. So yeah, that's what you develop your ongoing faith by reminding yourself to opening up that you're more. Okay, because it can be difficult because the left brain will try to construct life so much that it gets so rigid when it has to get back into some kind of flow of change. It's like, oh, I've got to break a part of myself down and allow this. And so it's like safety, security, construct on the left. But you gotta let the universe in and flow with it. And let it like come behind you and help you. And all you gotta do is take one step and the universe is like, helps you glide. Things come together easier. Because one truth can move you. And that's what you got to let, you ask the universe and align, letting the universe in and see if it moves you. Now, if you got your own battle going on with forward and back, you're reaching too much for the construct. But if something is keeping like your attention, a directive getting to focus on, then you've got to sort that out, that balance. The universe wants me to go forward, I keep pulling back. There's something else I just thought of to do with the energetics of that. The essential freedom is the light of feeling, okay? We're all deserving of that. That's why there is anything said about this. Because the old world had us easily focused on not excelling in joyful, happy resonance of a true self allowed. More like you grow up, you're taught, you're told, you conform. You might have been lucky enough to have some creative freedoms and like active interplay for further expanse of education. But essentially the structures are like left brain concrete, and anything in like accessing our creative design is like we got to struggle, and institutions can't get enough assistance or whatnot, although it's grown, but still there is a restriction on creative endeavors being of high importance. Because if we're going to talk higher importance for the new earth, the new world that is taking shape, it is give more value to creation. So that's the free flow creative response to each individual moving through their life. Creation. So if someone feels empowered but can't describe it to the left brain observers, it's because we're not meant to control this flow. We're meant to like master it with enjoyment and what does it mean, and this forward momentum, and gathering awareness of each other in these different creative flows, so that the youth are seeing this and they're opening to their flows because they're the leaders of the new earth, and we're showing them it's the right way to feel free. And like, so there should be less and less limitation on this, as though it's not that important, it's not money making. Oh, you'd be lucky if you could make a living. Now, the reason why we say things like that, oh, you'd be lucky to make a living out of some creative endeavor, is because we haven't supported it for the structural mindset that, what would you call it, like mainstream business is the production center, like the production core, and like because of those services that we definitely need, and even those kind of services that we definitely need could really use some balancing, in appreciation that those services are needed. Don't create an imbalance in like them being more accessible to everybody. You know, we use this sort of levels and layers with each other and whatnot. Just across the board, a bit more balance would be helpful for a balanced world. So this is not rocket science, or it's not out of our reach to bring more balance for more easier accessible living, if we're going to talk cost of living, because we're a bit out of whack with focus on balance. Like, where are our hearts at? I think the heart lags a lot because of the left brain construct going into the yang side of us, where the yin side is softer, so it's easier to say, oh no, we've developed this construct. So the right brain doesn't have like more loving creation flow going to the heart center, for us to bring a heart field forward more. So we're very dominated by this forward construct, safety, money, domineering, yang, which is the right side. Yin is the left, the heart, the blood flow pumping through our body, the flow, the universal consciousness, allowing creation, creativity, flow. So we're out of balance with this on this planet, with this concept. And I'll just, where's And so it pays for us all to look at that with ourselves, because if we just push on and tell ourselves it's just the way the world is and someone else is going to fix it, or there'll be a change when there's this change in the world, there's really more, no matter what side of anything you're on, there is still a heart awareness across the board. And you can tell when people are saying something, and yet you can feel it's empty. There's not truth in it. Truth will be your soul. Eminence, hitting people. It'll radiate. It's like, it's not efforting to create, it is creating. So in that, there is a lot to come out for all our uniqueness. That's going to be the growth, upward and outward balance of this heart foundation. So yeah, we've got to get ourselves in balance and be aware of that. And it's pretty much consciousness. Just get yourself in check of alignment. Am I too much this? Is that what I'm always putting out? Or could I do the more yin, which is of the universal feminine acceptance, not womanly, but feminine, yes. So the embrace of life is not all hard work, action oriented. It is, what else have I got going on as a soul? Okay, So it is an upward allowance of doing a little bit more, a little differently, and you will be guided through this, but not if you avoid it. So we need to realize that we are in an opening of soul, and this is the kind of thing to open and accept bringing in. Like a softer space awareness that this thing that I normally do this way and push forth, I'm going to sit back in a soulful kind of practice in any way you choose. A comfortable chair, a warm drink, a quiet, open like space to just allow yourself to be. And you're just going to let yourself be in a space that's going to be bigger, and it's there, you don't have to work hard for it, then sit around in a mind construct that you're familiar with, and that there's nothing else to open up from this left side of your chest. It's like it's easy just to do this construct. Left can stay down, and the right knows everything. From the left brain to my functioning in this world, the right is right. But when you give some air and space and get balance, you balance the whole. Now this will take a bit of exercise for some, and that's the commitment at the center point of your chest to your life. I know when I fully confronted this, and it was bit by bit throughout my life, but when I fully confronted this, it was a dedication and a commitment to always be conscious of what I'm giving out with my power resource. Because in the instant you act on something, either a choice, a thought that you're going to act on, just check in with that center point of your chest, your heart and your throat, as to whether it feels simple, like love, or hard work, trying to hide from fear. Like for you to act on something, it would take your analyzing, left brain. Your analyzing of what you think the outcome would be, left brain. What are the possibilities of that not working out? Thinking, left brain, old, pattern structured so far. Now look at that. Already, without actually having gone through a particular analyzing of doing something, you're already stuck, and that's like concrete. And a lot of people have lived this way. So the easy thing to do is, once you come to an understanding of some awareness of soul, like listening to me or anyone else, you're coming to some awareness of soul and how each part of our body is a divine design as a part of a whole, not of a mental continual construct patterning with like a part of us. And when will all this other part of life fill in? Well, you can fill it in moment by moment. So check in with what you're giving out with your power center, heart. And when you know you're doing this, you're going to have to look at what comes up. Like, I'm always looking at how I can get what I want and what could go wrong. You're going to have to say, why do I do that? And you're going to have to let it, through your spiritual practice of taking more time to open up to the universe coming in, you're going to have to introduce space for this universe to come in. So you go lighter and general on yourself and not specific as to trying to cover everything that could happen through fear. This is the mental construct that gets us stuck in denser vibration and attracting denser vibrations and not easily flowing with universal energy coming through us. So you can see how embracing this other space for development of understanding this place is found by taking the time out, telling yourself, whatever I think I am in this world and whatever I've got my mind in this time frame I'm making for myself, I'm going to just sit back. Now that's difficult for like a fast brain response practiced person. So you're going to have to notice that, and you're going to have to train yourself out of it. Which means you are definite on telling yourself discipline things. I'm going to be more spacious by stopping thought. And notice how much thought you actually have going on. Because it's a drainer. And it's an actual killer of spontaneity, spirit, and joy. It's a direct drain on the vehicle and vessel. Because we're not meant to overanalyze and have it all sorted out so we don't have to feel little bits of fear. Feeling little bits of fear, let them come up when they come up. And remember, you're a pulse of the universe, okay? If you naturally want something, don't overanalyze and strangle the energy out of yourself to make sure it comes to fruition in perfection. Give over to the universe so you can attract some assistance and live more in forward momentum, trust, joy, peace. I let the universe in when I've got ideas. I don't drive myself nuts in fear and conform. Okay? So this is not just talk about stuff. This is, I need to truly engage with my human self, with my whole self. These things are legit about everyone's design. And when we take that a bit more consciously on board, you see it's the soul that's the light. You're giving power to your light. God, force, gave us power of choice. This is how we're using it. We're supporting the soul. We're not driving ourselves crazy. We're not, creating construct out of our energy that becomes so rigid. And that's all we do. So yeah, this is how I operate. So that's why Matthias and I haven't got along. My soul reunion, the soul reunion design of him and I. That I've done this spacious work of reflection, learning, and I don't forget it. Like, I don't go backwards into, oh, I'm just a human. Oh, I just serve a man. oh, I should be unhappy and be serving someone whilst they never show up for anything, and try to convince me I should be satisfied with their air. It's like, take me seriously with what I say, because this is how I live. This is our design. This is universal design. I don't go backwards into some lower vibrational self-talk that I should be well behaved for a man, and like, no, we're doing this all to be more conscious and conscious as people connecting. We're conscious people connecting. So there's no overbearing safety, security, excess in the field that someone needs to conform to. There is, check yourself, are you in balance? Or are you trying to live to some construct, and yet everything's opening up for the wholeness of ourselves? So please don't try to keep old construct in place or in play, because I'm not giving my energy over to it. So open up, let the light and the air in, and let it help you. Yes, you're not alone. It's been in the community, spoken very recently, to remind us all of this, that we are not alone and you're here for community. So whatever the changes are the universe is directing you to, let your community in and give to your community. And then your community will come in and you'll let yourself into your community. Okay? This is a global community. Not to mention the wholeness of the universe assistance. I think I've said enough. We are soul, stay true to that. Bye for now. Peace, love, and light.